Awesome. Good evening to my live audience here in front of me. Good evening to the live audience watching at home. Today is going to be a very, very powerful show today. Now, I want us to ponder a question. We're going to do things a little bit differently. What is your vote worth? And what is your vote worth this entire time we've been voting? I want us to think about that as we go throughout the show. Now, for those of you who may not know me, my name is Christian Hasty. I am the ratified candidate for Central and South Luther and the next member of Parliament for Central and South Luther. A little bit about myself. I'm a young Bahamian that once lived abroad. I left abroad to return back to fight for my country. I was a healthcare professional. And so for me, okay, we good? Okay, all right. Sorry about that to my live audience watching at home. I just want to make sure the audience was good here live. So I was abroad, and for me, my heart never left home. And so I would constantly, every day, although I was abroad, I would always look back on my country. And I said, what good is it for my country, for so many of us to be abroad and remain abroad, and nothing changes? We find ourselves in professions that our country desperately needs. I can tell you one right now. A clinical educator in the healthcare sector. I don't think that position even exists in this country. We could bring that Bahamian back right now, and that now creates a new opportunity, not for ourselves, but also that helps us in our healthcare infrastructure. But also, there's a young Bahamian now who has another option to think about. Another option to think about. Okay? So it's just so many things that I see in the country. In my area in particular, in 2025, I still have to spend my time talking about electricity because there's so many power outages every day, multiple times a day. Now, for many of you who've never been in a power outage on the outer islands, that is a spiritual experience. Okay? The power is going to be out for 10 hours, 12 hours. The phone is going to be off. If something happens to you, there's no hospital to take you to because they didn't care enough to put a hospital there for us. So again, I leave you with this question. What is your vote worth? Now today, audience, like I said, it's going to be a powerful show. I'm very excited. We have a powerful lineup. So let me start with our first panelist that's going to be joining me from Nassau Village, Mr. Stephen McQueen, everybody. I have the wonderful, the fearless, the lioness, my chairman, everybody, the one and only, Charlotte Green. Now, our last panelist needs no introduction, but I think he still deserves an introduction. Fearless, warrior, visionary, a soldier, standing 10 toes down for the Bahamian people, and I'm standing with him. My president, the next president, Mr. Lincoln Bain. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go again. What is your vote worth? Is it worth our birthright being sold like candy?
I see you look at me when you said like candy. What is my vote worth to me? Well, my vote is priceless, but my sovereignty,
Yes.
my culture, my children's future,
Yes.
and the sustainability of my country. Like they said, there were other people here before us,
Absolutely.
and they do not exist anymore. So my vote is so valuable that our existence is riding on this and the future generation of our children. So this is the value of my vote.
Absolutely. See, what's so powerful about that is when we go into this next election season, see, the end goal for the others is the seat. What do you do when you win? Well, you stop because you already hit your goal, right? So it's time to go on victory lap. See, for the Coalition of Independence, it's not about winning a seat. This is about securing the next generation and future generations to come. Okay? So that was a very powerful word from my chairman, Ms. Green. Mr. McQueen, what is your vote worth?
I don't know that I could top that because that is so, so very powerful. The nation is riding on my vote. Future generations, our identity, who we are. Some 500 years ago, we're told that a different people were here, our ancestors. They're not here today. I don't know what they look like. There was a place called Jumbe Village, if you're old enough, that was supposed to remind us of some history, etc. It's not here anymore. Where are we going to be? Who are we going to be? Will we exist 40 years from now? Who will be the children that come up? And to which country will they belong? Will there be a Bahamas as we know it? Will they be Bahamians? Will the leaders be different? Our whole existence rides on my vote. So I'm fighting for all of that. It's priceless.
Powerful, powerful. Let's give a hand up for that. Awesome, awesome. I recall before I even knew I would have stepped up to do this, viewing the news of the country and saying what type of decisions are being made. So what I started to do, I said, Bahamians, it appears that we're going to become the new Arawaks. We're going to be the first group of people in the new era that's going to be no more. So I started collecting every single book I can find about the country just so I could preserve the culture and the history of the country. Another key point that you said that I thought is powerful when you talk about ancestors. Our ancestors fought to free the shackles from their wrists. But it appears that those that we selected to represent us has took those very shackles and placed it on the minds of our people. And that breaks my heart. But I am so happy for the Coalition of Independence because to empower people, that takes educating our people, and we must free ourselves from these mental shackles that the very people we elected to serve and protect us has placed on our minds. Mr. President.
Good morning this morning.
Good morning. How you feeling today?
I am awesome. I'm awesome. You're doing a great job. You'll give me a round of applause. I want to welcome our live studio audience. So thank you so much for taking the time to. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I should know this stuff, right? I'm the veteran on the stage. I'm here. You know, I have one person who is always on my social media page saying, why when you start the live, you're always in your phone? And it annoys them that I'm in my phone when we starting. But we have to use the tools that we have. And because they are trying to block us through the algorithm and the government is doing what they're doing, we have to now share this individually to persons and to groups, etc., to make sure that people know that we're live. So once we get started, I normally share this to thousands of people to make sure that they will know, because even though personally I have about 37,000 followers, that's more than the BLP and FM combined. Just teasing. But only maybe 1% of them will get the notifications when I go live. And so I have to make the effort to do what we have to do, to muscle this out there so that people can see it. So that's why I'm always on my phone when we start the live. I hope people understand. But we got some stuff to talk about today.
Oh, we got lots of
get it out of the way. Then we can talk some more about our vision and what we want to see for the country, et cetera, et cetera. But I just wanted to inform the people because, you know, I've always committed to ensuring that the public knows the tricks of the politician and advising the Bahamian people on what's really going on in this country. I committed to doing that years ago, and I am still committed to doing that. They don't teach us about civics in our schools. You know, I have a daughter who's in school in the States, and in grade 6, she had to pass civics in order to go up to grade 7. All right? You have to know what your country is about. You have to know your constitution. You have to know how the government works. They teach them that in school. But here, it's like they don't want you knowing your rights. They don't want you knowing your constitution. They don't want you to know any of these things so that they can take advantage of you. All right? And so always remember that knowledge is not power. Ignorance is power. And ignorance is how they keep in power. Because if you don't know, then they have power over you. And that is how they keep control. I always give this example. You go and buy a Coke soda because you don't know how to make a Coke soda. You're ignorant to it. And that's why you do it. Yeah, you could cook chicken at home, right? Fried chicken. But you don't have them 11 herbs and spices. So that's why you go and get them. Ignorance is power. And they use the ignorance of the people against them. They keep you ignorant and poor. Poverty is also power for them. They keep you ignorant and poor so that, you know, when they decide to run like someone like a number man or something, when he come in the neighborhood with gifts, you feel like, you know, he is the next best thing, and next to Santa Claus. And so when the politicians come with their $50 in a T-shirt, you will feel like they're doing so much for you. Because if you were independent, if you were not poor and hungry and starving and need a little come up, need a little stove, need a little fridge, if you didn't need that, then you wouldn't appreciate it when they come to you with it. So their job is to keep you poor. You wonder why nothing works in the country, why they're not elevating the people, is because they will lose control of you. All right? And so I don't want you falling for that. But that's my job. And so today, before we get started, I'm going to just touch on a few things just to educate you. And one of the reasons I'm doing that is because Fred Mitchell decided, and I won't play his voice note, but he sent a voice note out there, because I really can't stand hearing his voice, you know, and thinking that at 1 o'clock in the morning, this man is up thinking about me. That's like creepy. I feel dirty. You know, can you imagine someone is up 1 o'clock in the morning and thinking about you? So much so that they are talking about you and calling you all kinds of names and stuff. You know, he has pet names for me. You know, yeah, he has pet names for me. You know, yeah, all kind of, they're nasty pet names, but he has pet names for me. And I guess, you know, we need a different type of leadership. We got to go in another direction. All right? And so he decided to send the police again. They sent the police to question Charlotte. Nothing came out of that because everything Charlotte said was the truth. And they asked her to produce some evidence, and she produced the evidence. And so how many of you know that if you produce the evidence, you're straight, right? And if it's the truth, it's the truth, right? And no one can outlaw the truth. But what he is not doing in these late night reminiscing about me, he has Lincoln derangement syndrome. In his late night love notes that he is sending out to me, what he is not addressing is the corruption at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This is not personal, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care about Fred Mitchell's personal life. I could care less about anyone's personal life. That ain't my business. Someone could have a mashed up personal life and still be a good member of parliament. You know, Nelson Mandela had a real bad personal life. He had a divorce, you know, but he still was a good man for the country. Martin Luther King had a very bad personal life, but he still was the man who caused us to be able to go in Red Lobster when we go to Miami, to be able to jump on the bus when we go to Miami if we want to. So one thing has nothing to do with the next. So I'm not saying these stuff for people to say, you know, to ridicule Fred Mitchell because of his personal life. His personal life is between him and God. But when it comes to our public funds, we are not here to fund your personal habits. And that is just what is right. And so don't think that we are going low because we want to know what's going on with our politicians and the spending of our money. And I will say this again. If Fred Mitchell is using our finances and finding ways to funnel money to young men and having them stationed all over the world and having unqualified people stationed all over the world because of their connection to him, that is wrong, man. This is not personal. That is not going low. This is our country. All right? Now, if he uses his own money and he want to send young men to school or boys to school or whatever he wants to do, that ain't my business. You use your money for that, and that ain't nothing to do with me. But when it's dealing with our finances, that's a problem. Now, I'm going to tell you, I received a call from a young man. His name is Latre Raming. They call him the fixer in the PLP. He has to clean up all that dirt. Latre Raming called me begging for mercy. Basically for the PLP. Begging for mercy. he is saying that, these are young men, they're just trying to get a come up. And get him a break, man. Give them a break. Like you said, on the backs of the people. Well, Latrell Ramming, this is not Brokeback Mountain. No one gets a break when it comes to the spending of our money. And Fred Mitchell can call us as much names as he wants. And we were going to leave this alone, We had said that we've shown the Bahamian people what we wanted to show them and we could move on. But Fred Mitchell decided to call my name again. I guess he wants some attention. But Latrell Ramming, you are not our friend. You are being used to lie and deceive the Bahamian people, in my opinion. All right? You are being used to spin the failures of this government and to promote an evil government that is corrupt to the core. So don't call me like we are friends, because I don't hang out with your crew. That's not what I do. All right? I'm a manly man who loves God. Don't mix me up with Fred Mitchell and their crew. And we can have a righteous government in this country.
Amen.
And so, while Latrell, you might have gotten somewhere if Fred didn't open his mouth again, Fred opened his mouth again. And so, I have to make sure that Bahamian people understand exactly what is going on. Well, first and foremost, they have this archaic law in the Bahamas called criminal libel. It means that they could arrest you for saying something about a politician, etc. And they use that to silence the people. And what's so ironic is, a few days ago, I'm told that the police put a flyer out there. If my team can put it up on the screen for y'all online, they put a flyer out there telling you what criminal libel is. Let me see if they have access to that. That's one of the documents I sent to y'all. So excuse me while I'm working back and forth with our producers. Okay, let's see. All right, they put out a flyer. To me, it's a threat to the Bahamian people, talking about criminal libel. It's to intimidate you, because they are telling you what criminal libel is, but they're not telling you what criminal libel is not. Okay, it's on the screen behind us. And so here they talk about criminal libel. Unlawful publishing of any defamatory matter about another person. Obviously, it can't be about yourself. About another person. Next, it says it can be in the form of print, writing, or painting. Did y'all see that? The police put that out. What is criminal libel? It must be in the form. It must be in the form, but they put it can be in the form. You see that they playing with words? But I can read the law for you. All right? They said it can be in the form of print, writing, or painting. What does that say to you? Anyone? This is a smart audience. Tell me. What does that say? What does that mean?
Anything you say.
What that says is that you saying something is not criminal libel. It has to be print, writing, or painting. But what they do is say, oh, Charlotte Green said this. Let's lock her up. It's not what you say. That would have to be civil defamation, meaning that they have to sue you. Libel is in writing. Okay? That's the difference. Slander is verbal. Class is in session. Fred Mitchell, I know you're watching. You understand the difference? And they said it isn't what you say. So why do they keep harassing people for what they say? Oh, Maria Daxon said this. Oh, Omar Archer said that. They always harassing you saying this person said this person said that. It is not what you say. Okay? It's when you put something in writing, you paint it, or any physical form, for example. All right? So that's what criminal libel is. It's not what they've been doing. So I just wanted to educate the people because, they will never educate you so that you know exactly, what is going on in this country. So anyone who has been arrested or even questioned or they take your time, you have a right to sue them. Because if the person comes to them and say, Charlotte Green said this about me, and then they subsequently arrest you and say, we just wanted to question you because they made a complaint. You cannot make a complaint for something that is not against the law. Charlotte saying something about you is not against the law. Now, if she had put something down in writing, that's a different story. If she had distributed some flyers saying something, that's a different story. It even is difficult if someone actually challenging it for them to charge you for something that's on the World Wide Web or on social media. Because what we learned in law school in England is that the law is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Which means that if you said it on Facebook, Facebook is not in the Bahamas. They can't charge you if you was in Miami smoking dope. They can't charge you for smoking dope in the Bahamas because you were not in the Bahamas. You understand? So if you go in the smoke shop in Miami or you go in the gun shop in Miami or the gun range and you start shooting the gun and practicing, you put a picture of you shooting the gun in Florida, they can't lock you up for unlawful possession of a firearm in the Bahamas because you were not in the jurisdiction of the Bahamas. Social media is not in our jurisdiction. All right? See, no one challenges certain things. And it isn't until some big-timer family gets charged with something that they will challenge it and then it changes. All right? But social media is not in the Bahamas. Those servers are somewhere else. Facebook is taking place somewhere else, even though you could see it from in the Bahamas. All right? If a rocket ship goes up from Cape Canaveral, Florida, and I could see it from in the Bahamas, that don't mean that rocket ship had anything to do with the Bahamas. Making sense to y'all? But because the public don't know the law and they don't know their rights, they will take advantage of you. And so I wanted to take some time because this is how the attacks are going to come. As we get closer to the election, they're going to start attacking us on social media or for what we say on social media, we meaning the Bahamian people. So I have to take some time to educate you on this kind of stuff. And so I'm just going to, okay, you should have gotten one. Libel has a definition. I'm going to read the definition of libel. So you can put libel up on the screen for everyone to see. So I'll tell you what libel is, what it really is, and then I'm going to tell you what is not libel. So then you could understand how they are abusing the law. All right? Civilized countries don't even have this criminal libel law anymore. If someone says something, you go sue them. All right? That's the first thing. The next thing is you cannot criminally libel an organization. Only a person. All right? An actual person, not a person meaning a corporate entity. All right? So this is what libel is in the law. This is the Penal Code, Section 315. All right? Negligent and intentional libel. Whoever is convicted of negligent libel shall be liable to imprisonment for 6 months. Whoever is convicted of intentional libel shall be liable to imprisonment for 2 years. All right? So they're scaring you. Cases in which a person is guilty of libel. A person is guilty of libel who by print, writing, painting, effigy, or by any means otherwise than solely by gestures, spoken words. So literally they tell you, any means other than gestures, spoken word, or other sounds, and lawfully publishes any defamatory matter concerning another person, either negligently or with intent. So in other words, if you say it, or if you make gestures, it's not. So in other words, gestures could even be sign language. Any gestures, it's not libel. So to say that Charlotte Green said this or that, and then to send the Tun Makut after her, is nonsense. Charlotte, I'm sorry if I keep using your example, but that's the closest thing we have because Fred Mitchell's police ain't come to me yet because they know what they could get when they come. All right, I can let everyone know who who his puppets are. All right? Because whenever they do this kind of stuff, they grab police who they know are their puppets, who are part of their crew. So Fred Mitchell has his little feminine crew that he will use to do his job. So I'm going to let you know who these ones are when they come. All right? So put it back up there. Put it back on the screen. I'm going to let you know exactly who they are. Because for him to say, I said this or that, or someone else said this or that, and the police even entertains it, that's a problem. All right? So put libel back on the screen. All right? Definition of defamatory matter. A matter is defamatory which imputes a person a crime or misconduct of any public officer or which is likely to injure him as his occupation, calling, office, or expose him to general hatred or contempt, etc. All right? Crime is any act where committed. They give definition of crime. But I want you to know this is what libel is. So you know that if you say something about the politician, it's not criminal libel, right? The police shouldn't even be questioning you. All right? They shouldn't even be questioning. They have no authority to question you if the person comes to you and say that you said something about them. They should then advise you to go to court and sue them for slander. Right? But if you have police who don't know the law, or police who are just going to do what they're told because they're just told to do it, that's when you have a broken down society. So let's go to the next one, libel defense. Libel defense. All right? So here is what is not libel. They gave some examples. I just cropped a couple of them because I'm not on my device to be able to show you the full law in real time. So we have to screenshot these. So put up libel defense, and you're going to actually see what is not libel. All right? I'm going to educate the public today because this is election time. And that's the COI's job. We always educate the people. All right? So libel defense. He's going to pull it up for you all right now. Libel defense. So defense means that this is when it is not libel. So like self-defense means that someone broke into your house and they had a gun to your wife's head, and they're going to try to rob you or rape your wife, and you grab a knife out of the kitchen and you stab them. That's self-defense. So the police should not in that instance even be talking about locking you up. All right? You defended yourself. All right? So defense means this is where, you don't have that one? Okay. All right. So, but for the sake of time, I could send it to you quickly, but for the sake of time, I'm going to just read it to you. All right? I'm going to read it to you all. So here is examples of when something is not libel. I'll read it to you. If the matter is an expression of an opinion in good faith as to the conduct of a person in a judicial, official, or public capacity. So if you are stating your opinion about a judge or a magistrate or someone in a judicial opinion, that's your opinion. All right? You have the right to do so. Who is in a judicial, official, mean any public official. I mean commissioner of police, the politicians, the senators, anyone who is a public official. Or other public capacity. Any public person in a public capacity. You have the right to speak your opinion over them. Let me just tell you a little secret I never told you before. You notice I don't say the word allegedly, right? You hardly ever hear me saying that word. But I always say, that's my opinion. You heard me say that before, right? Yes. I don't have to say allegedly. Because the law says I have a right to the expression of my opinion. That's the Constitution gives me that, and the libel law gives me that. And so if I think that Fred Mitchell is mismanaging, what is that he works? Foreign Affairs. If I think he's mismanaging that, that's my right to that opinion. All right? I have a right to that opinion. And if I say Fred Mitchell is thieving the people's money by hiring unqualified people and putting them to work in our ministries, even though they're unqualified for the position, and then having them traveling all over the world with him, I have a right to that opinion. So Fred Mitchell, you are thieving the public's money. By having these young men and using your advantage on them. Using the permission to hire these young men. But I'll get to that in a second. I run through this as fast as I can. All right? So remember, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone who's on social media and who wants to speak their minds, now it's out there in the public domain. If you're giving your opinion of the actions of a politician, someone in the in the judicial system, or any public person, you have a right to do that. I'll read it again. If the matter is an expression of an opinion in good faith as to the conduct of a person in judicial, official, or public capacity, or as to his personal character, or as to his personal character, so far as it appears in such conduct. What would Fred Mitchell hiring young men, a 21-year-old, giving them almost $60,000 salary, $30,000 special allowance? Judges don't get that.
$6,500 allowance.
$8,750 in housing allowance. Another almost $4,000 a year in another unnamed allowance, and then customs duty allowance, and over $200,000 worth of stuff, and paying for school fee. If you did that to someone who just happened to be one of your campaigners in the PLP, and then we see this person given a job, but you taking them off the job to travel around the world with you, what does that say about your personal character, Fred Mitchell? We have a right to speak about your personal character as it relates to what you're doing. I'm reading the law. When the politicians talk, they never tell you the law. I read the law because I want to educate you. This ain't about me. I want to teach you how to research. I want to teach you how to learn, how to understand, so that they cannot take advantage of you. And so that if you are fool enough in this generation to keep voting for these same people who are oppressing you, then maybe your children might get it. Maybe one of them could see this video somewhere. Like in the 80s, some young people remembered this man called Nelson Mandela. And they remembered his cause, and they started studying it. And they made the change because their parents at the time was too soft or too ignorant to make that change. Maybe it'll touch someone else. But I believe that you're ready. I believe that you're ready for this change. Next, it says, this is also defense to libel. If the matter is an expression of opinion in good faith as to the conduct of a person in relation to any public question or matter, or as to his personal character, so far as it appears in such a conduct. So, in any public question or matter, you could address them. You could speak to them. You could speak to your opinion of their actions, even if your opinion of their actions is wrong. You have a right to do that. The law gives you the right to question them. They are not untouchable. This happened because there was tyranny in Europe, and democracy rose out of tyranny. And democracy allows the people, it puts the people in charge now, and the people have a right to question their rulers. They put that system in every part of democracy. In the courts, there have to be two sides. All right? It have to be one person and the next person arguing the other side. In the House of Assembly, you have to have two sides. You have to have someone to keep the government in check. This is all throughout democracy. And it's the duty of the people to question and challenge the leaders of this country. The managers, not leaders. All right? Next. If the matter is an expression of opinion in good faith as to the conduct of any person as disclosed by evidence given in a public legal proceeding, whether civil, criminal, or certain conduct. So in other words, they're saying if you say something with reference to a public proceeding, you have a right to do so. They'll always say, don't talk about that in the courts. if the matter is an expression of opinion in good faith as to the merits of any book writing, etc. So in other words, they're telling you have a right to question certain things. All right? And there's one last one. Let me see if I have that handy. If the matter is published in good faith for the protection of the rights or interests of the person who publishes it, or the person to whom it is published, or of some person in whom the person to whom it is published is interested. So if that matter interests you, like for example, Fred Mitchell spending your money on little boys, meaning young men, then you have a right to speak out about that. You have a right. We all have an interest in it. This is our country. And so we're not going to let them take advantage of us.
Well, I was going to say, is this what our vote is worth? Is this what our vote is worth? I think we deserve better than what we're getting.
Yes. And so the last one I want to read to you, to Fred Mitchell, because what he told the police in terms of me is that he wants to know where I got the document that I read last week. Man, you all hear the voice note he sent out? Fred Mitchell, it don't matter what's in the info, he will know where I get it from. So in other words, he needs the Gestapo, the Ton Macoute, to go to Lincoln Bain, rough him up, waterboard him, Japanese drip torture him, and find out who in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs could release such a document. Well, I have a right to protect myself. Whatever police come, they better come prepared. So guess what? There is a whistleblower act. And I want all of our public workers, our civil servants to know that there's a whistleblower law already in place. The Freedom of Information Act was put out there, right? But they didn't enact the Freedom of Information Act. Only one section of that act they enacted, and that is Section 47. You can look and see if you all have that document. Section 47, all right? The whistleblower law in that act. So what does the whistleblower law state? All right? And this is for all our public servants who feel that you can't say something or do something, or that you sign some agreement. No agreement you sign can supersede the law. If they made you sign some secrecy deal, it doesn't supersede the law. All right? And so the law is higher than any agreement that you could sign. All right? So I just want you to know that. So here's the act that you see on the screen. It says, no person may be subject to any legal, administrative, or employment-related sanction, regardless of any breach of a legal or employment-related obligation, meaning even if you sign, for releasing information on wrongdoing, or that which would disclose a serious threat to health, safety, or the environment, as long as he acted in good faith and in the reasonable belief that the information was substantially true and disclosed evidence of wrongdoing or a serious threat to health, life, etc., etc. All right? To all of my public servants in these ministries, the law protects you. And anyone who touches you will make you very rich. And so if you disclose information to the public, you have a duty to do so, and you are protected in doing so. I will reread it one more time, because it's time to expose the demons. Don't fear them. Their covering is gone. This is one of the things the international community made them put in place as one of the terms of getting one of them loans. They always tell you, well, if you need to get this and that. Because if you get these loans from us, we need whistleblowers to be able to tell us when you're doing foolishness. We need an Information Act so we could know when you're doing foolishness. Now, they hold off on the Information Act. They're saying, oh, we don't have the money for it. Nonsense. but they was forced to do this part because this don't take no money. All right? This is to protect all of the civil servants or anyone working anywhere in government. You have a right. And if they put you on leave, if they suspend you, if they transfer you or do anything to you because you release information, they owe you plenty money. You will be one rich civil servant. It says, no person may be subject to any legal, administrative, or employment-related sanction, regardless of any breach of a legal or employment-related obligation. Even if the law say you shouldn't reveal no information, like how Brave Davis put in the law that if you reveal anything about the carbon credits, you get locked up, this act protects you. But they didn't teach you this. No law can stop you from revealing corruption, not even corruption, wrongdoing. That means even if you do something wrong. That means if you didn't do something the right way. All right? So not just criminal, not just illegal. If you did it wrong, they have a right to expose it to the public. This is to keep the government in check. Every country in the world has this law. We was the last. We was the last. And we still ain't got no Freedom of Information Act. We last in that too. We got the act, but it's not enforced. All right? It says, for releasing information on wrongdoing. You clear, you free. They can't touch you. It tells you, release the evidence. That's what it's telling you. Release the evidence. All right? I have to pull it up. I can't see all of this. But then it tells you what wrongdoing is. It has a bunch of definitions there. So you are fully protected. All right? You are fully protected in whatever you want to do. So all of my civil servants, it's time for y'all to get rich. We need y'all to release the information and let them do anything to you. If they look at you hard, you can sue them. If they start treating you bad, you can sue them. You have a right to release any information, whether it's whether you have a right to that information or not. If you're working in the office and you walk past and see something on the floor with Fred Mitchell and one boy, you have a right to pick that up and release that to the public. All right? This is your right, and it is your duty to ensure that the Bahamian people know what's going on. All right? So this is your power. I am empowering you today. All right? I'm empowering you today. And so I just want you to know the things that I just said to you. We had some pictures of Fred Mitchell holding my hand and doing a bunch of stuff, but I ain't gonna go there today. All right? Y'all can share them on WhatsApp. I was gonna show you, but man, Christian believes sitting in front of me, man, and he's my conscience. I can't do certain things when he ran.
Right, so
Billy
Mr.
knows.
Bain,
Yes.
Mr. Bain, with Fred Mitchell being the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the fact that Rights Bahamas came out and published a book and defamed our armed forces in that book, and that book was distributed partly around the world. That's defamation of a nation, and that's also a defamation of our armed forces. And with Fred Mitchell being who he is, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, why isn't he not challenging that national and international issue? He is being paid to represent the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. But it seems as though the citizens are paying him to turn on the citizens, to send, you call it the Kontuku Maku, what's it called?
Tantan Maku.
The Kontan Maku.
That's the Haiti.
We are paying him to harass the Bahamian people. We are paying him to insult the Bahamian people. His demeaning morning messages This is not how you address a nation. This is not how you address tax-paying citizens who are actually paying you. So maybe the people should rise and stand up in the front of his door. But if we were a different type of people, I promise you, Fred Mitchell would have been dragged out of his house and lashed.
Yeah. Although he might like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you share the live, because anytime you do a live that mentions anything with the government or any member of the government, they block it. It's not shared automatically. The algorithm blocks it. So you have to do your duty and share it. Use your ad highlight, ad followers, etc. Make sure people know exactly what's going on. So I'm going to continue. The reason why it's so egregious that Fred Mitchell hired a 21-year-old, all right? 21-year-old with no real life experience. None. You know, no real life experience. And in my opinion, he is not qualified for that position. I don't understand why this young man was hired. And if there's a person who, you know, deserves a job, but, you know, they just didn't get the job, okay, then I understand. All right? But let me tell you the job experience the young man has. You all know his job experience? 21-year-old, $60,000, all his perks and all that kind of stuff. You all know his experience? You all sure know the experience? Everyone in here sitting down, right? You all sure you're sitting down?
Oh boy. Everybody at home, get your popcorn, get your beverage of choice. This could be a good one.
All right. I'm going to let you know what he says his experience is. Let me just pull up something. Let me see. I didn't say it, Billy. The rooter and said it. All right. All right. His qualifications was he was a summer intern, a student, summer intern at Fidelity Bank. A summer intern. That's as a student, high school student, I guess. He was also a summer intern at the Road Traffic Department. He also, I guess, when he graduated high school, did sales at Family Guardian. That's it.
So,
And that was taken from his LinkedIn page. All right? Now, you all heard that amazing set of qualifications, right? At 21 years old, after campaigning in Fox Hill, he initially used to work with Glenn Santa Martin and Angleton because he's from Angleton, but somehow Fred Mitchell identified him. He saw him, and it was like when David saw Bathsheba. He grabbed him and pulled him over to the other side. And at 21 years of age, the young man received a job making almost $60,000, allowance of $30,000. I've called the numbers over and over, right? That is egregious. Because a teacher don't even make $60,000. A nurse don't make $60,000. The police don't make $60,000. Other senior persons in government, senior, don't make that. Cabinet ministers who run in the country making $66,000 for the cabinet position. He making more than the MPs. You can talk anytime you want.
ladies and gentlemen,
Introduce yourself.
My name is Stephen McQueen. I'm the Coalition of Independents candidate for Nassau Village. By profession, I am a trained teacher, not just by way of degree, but also because we needed a teacher's certificate. I'm a trained teacher. And my starting salary wasn't $25,000
Wow.
with a degree. And there are many other teachers in the same situation, and increments had to be discussed and fought over and fought for. We call the teaching profession the profession of professions, because whether you are a teacher in the Ministry of Education, everyone needs a teacher, right? There are so many people who are degreed and don't make that kind of money. Certainly didn't make it at the age of 21. And so can you imagine having a degree, having a bachelor's, a master's, a doctorate, whatever your degree might be, and you are in government. You've been there 20 years, 30 years. You still haven't hit 50 grand yet. But a young man, no degree, no experience, no life, and this isn't personal. I'm wanting the country to think. And to walk into this kind of salary and perks, clocking some 200,000.
That's not included the school fees. School fees in England are expensive, I can tell you.
And you don't think that that is corruption? You don't think that there is something horribly wrong with that? And that the Minister of Foreign Affairs seemed not to believe that he should answer questions related to that or be held accountable in that regard? Listen, if you ran a check to your bank account for $10,000, and that's not what normally happens, the bank will question you as it relates to 10 grand. Where is that coming from? This is an unusual transaction for your account because they have to know your customer, right? I wonder if the bank thought it unusual because it has to go somewhere, right?
They didn't think it's unusual. They know Fred by now. They know his transactions.
Someone should have thought that to be unusual, strange, and should have called into question such a situation.
Now,
The Prime Minister, the Minister.
I just want to move on quickly so we can get to the discussions. You have a bunch of documents there, some white papers. We can go over them one at a time in any order. You can just pull them up. And the reason I'm about to show you these documents as in front of me is because the young boy, and you know when I say that, I mean the young man. The young boy is getting $30,000 special allowance and a bunch of other allowance, right? But then there are government workers who was on the street the other day. And the title of one of the description of our live was that the union gets swing, all right? We shouldn't have put that. I don't think the union got swing. I think the people got swing, all right? The people got swing. So Belinda reached out to me and said, why you say the union gets swing? No, the union didn't get swing. The people get swing, all right? So let me stand up and go through this with you all. Class in session. It's a big black button. All right. The reason I have a problem with that is because there are other people who have allowance. And the documents that we're going to show you is straight from the government. All right? So, Fred, you have something else to send the police for. All right? Ministry of Health staff hazard allowance. All right? This is up to the 30th 31st December 2023. So up to, this what they owe them up to the 30th December 2023. Each of these persons, you can add, if you bring it up to date, or bring it up to when they say they can pay them in December, you can add another $4,800, so just for round numbers, $5,000 that they will owe each of these people in addition to the amount you see in now. Many of these staff have never seen this document because they playing crazy with them. All right? So we can release this document, then we can release it publicly to them so they could know exactly what's going on. So these are different persons, whether it's janitress or some of them are nurses, laboratory supervisors, senior maids, and all kind of different stuff. This is their hazard pay that they're not getting. All right? Their hazard pay. Some of them are dealing with blood, with HIV patients, with all manner of hazardous materials, and they are supposed to get paid. The government running up the bill secretly behind the scenes, but they ain't giving it to them. All right? So let me show you why it's so egregious. Because why? Because Fred Mitchell, young men, are getting their allowance on time.
And plenty.
This person here, Kiana Francis, is a janitress. All right? For Elizabeth State Clinic. She is owed up to 2023. Someone grab a calculator. She is owed $8,400. That's a janitress. How you can keep that kind of money away from a janitress? $8,400. That's up to 2023. Now add another $4,800 to that someone. Let's tell Kiana what she actually owed. We can do the job for them. I want your guess. I want you to calculate it. Because if I say anything little off, they can freak out and say, oh, Lincoln always lying. See, lying. It wasn't 1,000, it was 999. How much that is? 13. It can't be flat.
13,200.
That's why they lying to me. $13,200 is owed to this janitress. Some of the people who are owed have now died. And their family don't know what they owed. So that's Kiana Francis. Next, Keith DeVoe. Keith DeVoe, from health education, up to 2023 was owed $22,600. Add $4,800. $22,600 plus.
27,400.
That man is owed $27,400. He don't even know it. $27,400. And Fred Mitchell around here would pay the woman. I know he don't like women. Keith Gordon is owed $8,400 up to 2023. What is that to date?
13,200.
$13,200 they owe Keith Gordon, handyman. Kenya Poitier, janitress, is also earned $13,200. Bring it back up. Bring it back up.
That's public
I got
document,
something
right?
Huh? There's a document about the public, but it's directly from the Ministry of Health. Kevin Scavella is owed $11,400. How much is it today? Come now, y'all gotta move fast. Move fast. $16,200. Lashanda Rule. Oh, sorry, I skip over someone. Kikidi Roma from who was that? Phlebotomist. That's the person who was dealing with your blood and them kind of stuff. Phlebotomist. So she taking a risk. Some of them get stick from needles and they get hurt. Maria, why are you looking like that? This one for Fred. She is owed $22,600. What is that? He is owed to date. She is owed $27,400. While I'm doing this, I actually contacted some of the people on this list. One of them told me that they had to live in their car for 4 years because they didn't have it. They was broke. They came, something happened, and they have a job, you know. But I mean, you know, you could have a job and still can't afford first class and security. And they was living in their car. They tried to get help from the government, social service, whatever, couldn't get no help. And that time, they owed thousands of dollars from the government. That could have been a down payment for a house. All right? Fred Mitchell, Michael Davil, Brave Davis, pay the woman.
Tell them pay Stephen McKinney too, Lincoln. Tell them pay Steve McKinney too.
Yeah, and while you're at it, pay Steve McKinney too. Lashonda Roll Mader. I taken time to do this because our civil servants are important to us. And they always hide this kind of stuff from them. A couple of people I call this, like, how much I owed? You serious? Send that to me. Because they keep asking and the people keep playing crazy. Oh, y'all ain't getting that. Y'all ain't getting that. Don't worry about that. This is what they telling them. Y'all ain't getting that. Lashonda Roll Mader, 8,400. What that equal to?
$13,200.
$13,200. Latoya Corley, janitress. 22,600. What's that?
$27,400.
$27,400 that they owe that janitress. Lavinia Kelly. Same thing, $27,400 to date. That's a senior maid. Lorna Anderson. They deal with what?
HIV and AIDS.
HIV and AIDS. $27,400. Next page. Pull up the next one. Yeah, plus interest. Olivia Bowles. That's a nurse. She's owed $10,600 plus 48. What's that?
$15,400.
She's owed $15,400. Pearline Monroe. This is a community announcement. You are owed up to 2023 $20,800. What's that today? $25,600. They owe you. Portia Maki. All right? You are owed $2,800. What's that today? $7,600. All right? Up to 2025. Ramona Lewis. You are owed $10,000. What is that? $14,800. Raquel Simmons. You're owed $27,400. Raynell Colebrook, patient care tech. You are owed $8,400 plus and a total of $13,200. Ricardo Brown, janitor. You are owed $13,200. Rashonda Jolly, $13,200. That's a maid. Radiska Bethel. They said they ain't getting this.
$27,400.
You are owed $27,400. Sabrina Cartwright, $27,400. Sabrina, yes, Maria. Yes, it's a date of appointment. No one paid them. No one paid them. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Sabrina Clark, you are owed $27,400. Next sheet, please. Marcia Walks, $27,400. Marva Baptiste, $21,200 up to 2023. Add it up for me, please.
26,000.
You are owed $26,000. What else?
That's it.
It's $21,200.
26,200 then. What?
Don't guess. Don't guess.
Would you say the numbers? 21,000.
Plus 4,800.
26 flat.
26,000 flat.
Yeah.
$26,000 you are owed. Marvette Moore, 9,400 plus 48 is what? How much? 14,200. Mary Lee Bo Davis, another, it says performing phlebotomist. I don't know what that means. 27,400. If you are watching this and you know any of these people, it's time to stand up for them. Call them and tell them get on this live. Yes, yes, Maria.
I see one of my clients saying you can't call their name down. Look where this was sent to Dr. Dabble.
Man, stop it.
Yes, right there. You know I have everything like you. Dr. Dabble. One of my clients' name up there.
COI is on the case. Track record of fighting for the Bahamian people.
And so the politicians live large while
Maria,
the
you
people
done
struggle,
trying
suffer.
to get this woman money.
That's right. They tell me they can call me and they ain't gonna call me back.
So, what they tell you?
They was gonna call me, they ain't never call me back. I went there.
How you already on top of this and you ain't tell me? Maria just tell me everything.
Hey, see the letter right there?
Yes, you did write. Status update, hazardous duty pay for that person. Yes, you did write to them. And they say,
They will call me back.
we call you right back. You know what that means in Bahamian language? Let me call you right back.
We need to go there to go fight for this now.
Let me call you right back. All right. Where we was? Where we was? Mary Lee Davis.
We should be in
All right.
Marvin
Mary
now.
Lee Davis, 27,400. Michelle Clark, 27,400. Michelle Curry, 20. No, that's a little different. 22,400 plus 4,800.
27,200.
27,200. Michelin Williams, 27,400. Monique Forbes, 27,400. Maria, did you know the amount when you when you all started going after them?
First is 22, but now it's 27.
Okay. No, I mean, did you know at the time? Did she get that information?
Yes, she did.
Okay, she went there and found it out.
Somebody slip her in.
Slip it to her.
Whistleblower. Mr. Bain, this is systematic. This is systemic.
And you CC'd who?
I CC Dr.
Come talk in the mic. Come talk in the mic. Grab that mic, some Chris.
We talk the story, man.
Come.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Maria Daxon, everybody.
Just talk.
Yeah.
ICC, the permanent secretary for Dr. Davel, Mr. Colin Higgs, Marsha Daxon, acting deputy, permanent secretary of Ministry of Health and Wellness, Miss Donna Robinson, personal assistant to the minister. I spoke to her directly. And also Dr. Obanet Hall Roll, managing director of Public Hospital Authority.
Wow.
Every single one of them got this letter related to one of my clients who's owed about 27,000. We come in there for their money. You ready, Lincoln?
You know, I was ready. Maria,
Yeah.
let me tell you what's so egregious. The mics are on. They couldn't, they couldn't get this information. They were trying to get this information. Say, she in shock? She didn't know? Man, tell her to turn the TV on quick. Mary Lee Davis?
Right there.
Right there. She had no idea.
Mary, phlebotomist Mary Lee Bo Davis.
Yeah.
They say she was in shock. Come here, Stubbs. The public couldn't hear you. The audience couldn't hear you. You tell them, you talk. Give it that one, sir. Give it that one.
My girl is in.
Hold on.
Listen, I just called Marilee Davis.
Come.
Member Stubbs, everybody, Mo Mariah.
No, listen. I just called Marilee Davis.
Put it in your mouth.
And she is in a state of shock. She said, "You lie." And I about to leave. I said, "Yeah, don't leave it out. That money." Listen,
She just won the lottery.
She just won the lottery. And the government these governments need to go to jail.
Maria, this the bad part. They couldn't get this information, Just like Marilee Davis saying, they don't even know.
Yeah.
A woman who worked in there, who was dying, decided that I dying. I go slip this to who need to get this. You can't do nothing to me again, my Lord. That's how they was able to get this information from a dying woman who worked there. Put it back up on the screen. This the lottery now.
Change is here.
All right, where we was.
And they get a lot of men up here.
Mitchell and Williams, Monique Forbes, Monique Pratt, all y'all owe 27,000 plus. Nathaniel Butterfield, 27,400.
Yes.
Man, stop talking. That's your brother? Boy, get your brother on the phone.
Thank you.
Nathaniel Butterfield is owed $27,400. All right? Nika Poitier is owed $22,600 up to that time. So that's $27,400. Next page. Celicia Colley. You are owed $27,400 to date. Celicia Colley, they have you on here twice as senior maid. I don't know if that's two people with the same name. I don't think it's two Celicia Colleys. But they also have you owed the same thing. So they probably put you twice. Shandika Nixon, you are owed $27,400 in Freeport. Chantel Roll, you are owed $27,400. This is some rich payments, eh? That's almost your $100,000. Chantel McKenzie, you are owed $27,400. Sharon Carey, you are owed $27,400. Sean Kennedy, you are owed $27,400. Cheryl Gibson, $8,400 plus $4,800 is what? $13,000 what? $200. Cheryl Gibson, that's what I call this now. Sioban Clark, you are owed $27,400. Stanford Stirrup, you are owed $13,200. Stephanie Seymour, you are owed $27,400. Next page.
Lincoln, hold on, man. Hold on.
Okay, hold on.
Go back.
Hold on, go back.
Go back for us.
Go back. Watch this. You're missing out something. They still robbing them. If this person joined the 10th of March, 1997,
Yes.
they own 22 things.
Talking to Mike.
Stephanie Seymour, Fox Hill Clinic. She joined the 10th of March, 1997, and she's owed 20.
It
Right.
shows how much months she owed for right there.
Right.
113 months.
Watch this. But all of them owed the same thing for how much months? Were they ever paying them? They weren't. Watch this now.
No.
So how is it?
Talking to
Right?
Mike.
How is it? The same person right here. Saborn Clark. It don't add up. The 7th of May, 2007. How they go owe the same set of money, which 10 years difference, right? They still robbing them.
You've been to law school in London, eh?
Yes. They teach us about, numbers.
Let's
Look
go.
at it.
She's absolutely right. It depends on whether they was paying them, so we got to find that out.
Thank you.
Let's go. Right. That next page. Good eyes, Maria. All right. Stephanie Seymour. 27,400. Tamara McPhee. 27,400. Therese Thompson, a nurse. The previous one was X-ray technician, who got exposed herself to radiation and stuff. But the nursing auxiliary, you are owed 10,600 plus 4,800. What's that? 15,400. All right, up to 2025. Tasha Murphy, 13,200. Tia Smith, 27,400. They worked at the prison. Tanish Morley, 27,400. Van Ria Roll, 27,400. Whitney Stubbs, $14,800. Hold on. They have a grand total on each page. Eh? Oh, they're showing you the arrears. So the arrears up to this page.
1 point something million, and Brave Davis travel thing is more than that, Lincoln?
Brave, that's 1.6 million. When Brave and Pintard went to England, that's how much money they spent. One trip. One trip, Brave and Pintard went to England and spent that amount of money.
And can't pay the
you
poor
notice
people.
Since then, Pintard ain't complaining about the traveling no more, but Brave them traveling. All right? So, let's go. Next page. Next page. We had this page already. Next page.
That's it, told you.
No, that can't be there. I got about 20-something pages. Okay. Oh, this is another page. We didn't do these, right? Yeah. Betsy May Patton Claire. 5,800 plus 4,800. 9,600. So all of y'all who I calling now owed 9,600. Sorry, 10,600. That's Bessie Mae Patton Claire, Blaniva,
But Lincoln, this is a family island too.
Brent Burrows, yes.
Look at the island. Inagua.
Crystalline Wims, Christopher Varga, Clarice Williams, Coral Edwards. I'm not going to release the rest. We can just send it out on social media.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give you an idea of what's going on. So while Fred Mitchell
Thank you.
is out there,
That's right.
their total here is 1.6 million. When you add up the salary, allowances, and the school fees and housing for one of Fred Mitchell's boys,
You mean the workers?
that's more than the 1.6 million. You can't say boy toy. That wouldn't be Christian to say that. So I wouldn't say boy toy. I withdraw that statement.
Yes.
But the jury didn't hear it. When you add up all of the expenses for one of Fred Mitchell's young men that's connected to his campaign that he gave special job to that, in my opinion, they don't qualify for, that could get these people what they actually worked for.
Yeah.
The right way.
Yes.
Not because of any affiliation. The right way. Some of these peoples on this list are hardcore PLP.
That's right.
Never vote no other way. Never vote no other way. And this is what you vote for to get swing.
That's right.
Don't let them tell you they don't have the money. That's why I say we would not have left Bay Street.
Thank you very much.
I would not have left Bay Street.
Thank you.
that road would have stayed blocked up.
That's right.
In fact, that was time to block up the House of Assembly
Thank you.
and make him do what he was supposed to do.
Thank
Because
you.
they have the money. They just don't want to give it to you.
Correct.
Because if they give you, all these people who owed almost $30,000 right now, if they give you that, you ain't gonna appreciate the $50. You ain't gonna appreciate the stove and fridge. So how you get your money? You ain't gonna appreciate that T-shirt if you could buy your own T-shirt.
Thank you very much.
Correct.
You could buy a whole dresser. You could buy a whole new wardrobe. But instead, you prefer to vote for $50 in a T-shirt. Election is months away, and I will guarantee you, Marie is already fighting for it.
That's right.
All right, for one of our clients.
Thank you.
We don't talk this, we doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, every single one of you will be paid immediately.
That's right.
Because if Brave Davis and Michael Pintard could do one trip to England and spend $1.6 million, that means they could have paid you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Bain,
Go ahead.
how many more persons or agencies throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas where Bahamians are owed? Because I think they owe the entire Bahamas.
Thank you.
Looking at the airport authority in aviation, there are many people in aviation who are also owed back pay. So whilst Fred Mitchell and the PLP is out screaming, pay that woman her money, y'all need to pay the Bahamian nation their money.
That's it.
We don't want to hear that anymore.
Oh, thank you.
We don't
All
want
those.
to hear that anymore.
I-
Mr. Bain, that's a civil matter, and I'm aware that you are dealing with it, but on a national level,
That's right.
we need you to take care of the country and the people
People's
in
business.
this nation.
That's right.
Take care of the people's business,
That's
not
right.
the personal business.
Business.
Now, you owe aviation. You all need to pay them too, because aviation is a serious, serious ministry. We don't want people to pop up and say, oh, I have a mental issue because I didn't get paid and my mortgage is due. Pay the people in aviation.
They owe
Pay the
custom
people
too.
in public authority, in the health authority.
Thank you.
Pay the people their money, and a lot of them are senior elderly women too.
Thank you.
You got to talk in a mic. You got to talk in a mic. Someone was saying these are essential services.
Yes.
How could you? Yeah, suppose they walk up the job. She's saying. I just want to make.
That's
I just
the
want to
country
make this.
shutting down.
I just want to make this clear because what Fred Mitchell is pretending not to know, they're trying to make it seem like I'm refusing to pay or not paying. After a court case, it then goes before the registrar. Okay, Maria will know how this process goes.
Yes.
The registrar will determine what needs to be paid, how much you pay the lawyer, and all this kind of stuff. And then once that is done, then you make a payment. All right. If you can't pay, then they need to go through all of your assets and stuff to see what they could take from you and what they could do and whatever. That's a different story. All right. But it isn't just like the court case finished today and then you just sign a check tomorrow. All right. The lawyers put in what they have to get and all this kind of stuff. And when you finish putting everything together, then it goes. So
That's
just
right.
like the lottery. You win the lottery today, you don't come give them the ticket and you walk out with. No, there's a process. And so there's a process here too, and there's a registrar you'll go before, and then once they decide that we have to go before the registrar, then they'll finalize the process. That's correct, Maria?
That is correct.
All right. They know that, but they're trying to make it seem like, oh, he ain't paid that woman yet. All right? Like I said, it's a civil matter, and we're dealing with it. This is nothing to do with the public. It's a
Thank you
private
very
matter.
much.
And that's that. So, and it was me who brought that matter to the knowledge of the public years ago.
Yeah.
All right? And so I don't have nothing to hide like them.
Thank you.
Because we could sit here and talk with Brave Davis matters all day.
All
All
day.
right? Because Miss Baptiste Mur, Batista Mur,
Thank you.
who was owed the $10 million, whose husband died, still ain't get that yet.
Thank you very much.
And that's a woman who was barred from entering the country to fight for herself.
Thank you.
All right? She gets $70,000. All right? And she ain't get the rest yet, including
Okay.
houses and all that kind of stuff. All right? Bank accounts that had money in it. Safety deposit box that had probably money and other stuff in it. All right? And so, and they believe that one of the safety deposit box, or some of them, had up to $25 million. All right? That's what's believed. All right? So don't come mix me up. Because
Thank you very much.
I could do a documentary on y'all.
That's
We ain't
right.
talking about the Weisfest brothers. We ain't talking about 90 Knowles. All right?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Because all them owe 90. That's why they run him out the country. A bunch of them owed 90 money, and they got rid of him so they don't have to pay back.
And he ain't coming back
Old
home.
politicians and regular politicians. He qualified to come back home
But they ain't
in
signed a document.
2021, and they refused to let 90 Knowles come back home.
Thank you very much.
So if y'all want to continue to talk about that, then let's talk.
Thank you.
All right? But we could talk with the Weisfish brothers, and I showed the documents. It was $100 million in that case. That was funding the PLP. And that's the money where when you go to the PLP, they say, go to Brave, go to Brave. And Brave will give you the money, so then you get the reputation that he nice. But it's easy to be nice with other people's money.
Yes. Yes.
So the Weisfish brothers, they thought they were going to die. One of them was going to die.
Yeah.
All right? And he didn't die. He
Thank you.
miraculously came back to life. Almost impossible. And he still ain't dead yet. And they tried to offer him crown land for what was owed. Our crown land. Google it. You will see it. All the files right there. They tried to offer him our crown land.
But who was representing the Weisford brothers? Wayne
Monroe.
Thank you.
That's why Brad can't do nothing with Wayne Monroe.
Because he got all
the
bike.
And I showed all those documents.
Thank you.
All right, on a previous live. So let's talk about the Weisfish brothers' money. All right.
What about the Sheik money? Remember the Sheik too?
Yeah, the Rachi, the Sheik.
Oh.
So we could go on. And then we could also start talking with Pintard, because he is not safe when it comes to these conversations also. All right? What went down with that murder for hire situation, he should not be the leader of a party in this country. But I don't want to spend today talking about politicians, but just so they understand.
Thank you.
You know what? I like what one elderly woman said to me, who was a hardcore PLP all of her life. And she said why she trusts me and she believed that I'm cleaner than all the rest of them. She said the reason I believe that is because we got this one civil case, and that's all they talk about all the time.
Yes.
And that means if they really had something on you, they would have been talking about it all the time.
Thank you very much.
But because they only talking about this one little civil case, that means they ain't got nothing on you. She said, that's why I can support you, because you're clean. And they dirty. They try to cover up their dirt.
Thank you very much.
You just talk and be open and transparent. And the fact that they keep repeating this one thing over and over means they ain't really got nothing on you that counts. And so that's what she said to me. Hardcore PLP say she giving the COI a chance this time.
Thank you. Jesus here.
And again, nothing changed. Nothing changed. We go live every Sunday at 5. If anyone knows anything about me, you can come and expose it live in front of the whole country. I've been saying that now for 5 years?
Yes.
Come in front of the whole country and expose it. I ain't talking about no political trolls, because that's all you hear stuff about me from.
Yeah.
The person, if I did something to you, man, come expose it, man, because I don't know about it. So you ain't going to call me privately. I'm an open book. Expose it publicly, so that it can be addressed. Because we need to make sure we have the best of the best in the house. All right?
But
so
Lincoln, you know something? What I realizing, I'm in a lot of groups. Every time I say, let's talk national issues. Let's talk about the cost of living. Let's talk about the light bill. They can't discuss that. Everything coming, me, Lincoln, Charlotte, and COI, be like, hold on. The people are suffering. We tired with the same old thing over and over again. And you know what is so shocking? I wonder if this is how they fool our parents and our grandparents and our great-grandparents. Y'all realize that? They was never, ever addressing national issues. And Fred Mitchell, you, right? Senior man in the party. Listen to his message every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. He talking about somebody. He's talking about somebody. Can't never address national issues. And I say, ain't none of them stand up in our parliament, never address the cost of living. They say, Mr. Prime Minister, please, the people of Bamboo Town suffering. The people in Andres suffering. They can't never tell Brave that. Huh? Because he gonna fire them. Bahamians. When I look at them in the house, y'all don't study them. We being in the house, I study them. None of them never stand up for the Bahamian people. You're right. Not one of them. Not one of them look at Joe Bet Colby Davis, the Honorable Joe Bet Colby Davis, and say, fix BPL. Why is this light bill high? Not one of them. Huh? Suffering. But not 7 women in Parliament could not stand up and say, Mr. Prime Minister, please don't put no VAT on feminine product for the women there. Not one of them. We have no voice in our Parliament. Huh? Our real issues, they are not addressing Bahamians. They need to address the real issues. Huh? These rents are high. Huh? Food are high cost. Not one of them to say, look here, we need to address this. My fellow Bahamians, God has shown me some stuff. You know, they pick up on them. Brave Davis have 2 sets of people. One set to take the tax and one set to give the benefit. So while he taking about, what's the name, Honorable Pierre Glorot, see how we gonna give these people a raise. Then he can call Halkidas, one, the economic man. He's going to call Simon Wilson, and he's going to call the tax man. What the tax lawyer name? Ryan Pintard. Let's see how we can take this money back from them. Huh? They are balancing it off. So when they give you something, they're going to take it back. Y'all better pick up. They're going to make laws to tax the Bahamian people. That's what they're doing.
Let me tell you the biggest way they gave us and took us back. I was a police officer in the 90s.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, the civil servants was getting raises. We were getting that lump sum of $1,200 every year when Christmas time come. That's Ingram wanted that second term, you see? Yeah. And so we was getting fixed right up.
Fixed right up.
We thought that was so good, man. Ingram actually looking out for the people. But we didn't know that he was taking the money from our NIB to do it. We didn't know that we would have to pay for that later.
Yes.
And so we are now paying for Ingram taking that money to swing us to get a second term. And now they're saying, NIB broke, we have to raise it because there's more people now and we need more. All of that is a sham.
Yes.
They were stealing the money of NIB in order to do their bidding, to give to their companies that they have an interest in. We've shown you all the documents on this already, buying the derelict buildings and derelict mansions and that kind of stuff with the money, and all manner of nonsense they were doing. You see them lock me up for criminal libel yet? And I didn't expose all of it. I call their names, right?
Yes.
You all heard me say Ingram and Christie, right?
Yes.
You see them lock me up yet? You see them sue me yet?
Yes.
Yeah, son passed and say, yeah, my daddy. Say, not just my daddy, him and Christie. They own that one over there too. And so they have been robbing NIB and now trying to make the Bahamian people, because they know we ain't going to really look at the numbers.
But we look at the numbers now.
Yeah. May feel like we have to increase NIB because it's more people to pay. It's nonsense. All right? It's absolute nonsense. Producer, put that picture I just sent you on the screen. You already have it, actually. You already have it in your stuff. I want you to put that in the screen. I want to show you what the real problem is. I want to show you all the real problem.
They really swing us, boy Lincoln. They swing our parents, our grandparents, and our great-grandparents. We are not going to allow them to swing our children and our grandchildren any longer. Enough is enough. Here. The change is here, and we got to put a stop to it. Huh? Because their children now is going to try to enslave our children. And we're not going to allow that to happen any longer. We want piece of this pie for our children now.
Absolutely.
I didn't hear you. The WhatsApp. But he already has it. It was sent earlier. I just wanted to show him which one to put up. All right? I want you to put up the screen because this is the real problem that we're not paying attention to in this country. All right? This is a serious problem. Not that one.
no,
Listen.
No. Oh, no.
I did not just send you that. Don't play with me. Y'all ain't safe. Y'all ain't safe. Oops. That was Fred Mitchell holding hands with a fellow walk in.
Boy, hey, what
Man, you didn't show it. That ain't, honestly, that ain't the picture I sent him.
It was.
But Blake, why these PLP like to hold on with man?
I don't know.
Huh? Why? We get a. Huh? Why they like to hold on with men?
Which one? It's an apartment. Picture with the apartment.
Put Fred back up. Put Fred back up and tell them. Put Fred back up. This one. You found it?
Vehemence.
All right.
All right, there we go. There we go. There's the photo.
Yeah.
All right.
Mr. Bain, dive in for us.
The picture that you see is a one-bedroom apartment in a regular area. All right? I think there's Bosie in town or something like that. In a regular area, that's no fancy area. $1,400. This on Facebook. $1,400 for one-bedroom apartment. Mortgages used to back in the day cost $700-800.
Yeah.
All right, $700. This is a one-bedroom apartment. Nothing.
And they say still available.
You know everyone going running looking for that. This is where we've come in this country. And they're destroying us economically. They're destroying us.
Okay.
The minimum wage is $260. $1,400 can't even touch that.
Yeah.
All right? And so I want you to see. Bahamians are being replaced.
Yes.
Put up one of those newspaper articles to me. I want to show them something. Any one of them. Three of them there. Oh, you picked that one. 300 applications. 300,000 not digitized at the immigration department, causing excessive delays. That means it's actually more than 300. That's just the 300 that wasn't digitized yet. I mean, put it in the system.
What our population is like, got 400 or something thousand?
400,000.
Right. What? And they get 300 applications.
Yes.
But the set would already digitized.
I can tell you how much of them are here.
Ooh.
And so we cannot get apartments because the foreigners are coming in and taking all the apartments. This is where the problem is. And we have to fix this problem. So Brave Davis and them wanted to bring in these illegal immigrants and immigrants to make money.
Yes.
Understand that. All right? They felt that's a quick come up. All right? But if you bring them in and don't provide the housing, you're going to destroy your economy. The same thing started to happen in Canada, and that's why Trudeau had to eventually resign, step down.
Yeah.
All right? Because he told everyone, come to Canada. But they didn't build any more housing for them, and so housing skyrocketed. The same thing is happening right now. Put up another one of those articles, those newspaper articles.
It's a Ponzi scheme, what they do.
IMF says raise VAT.
Again.
They also recommend income tax. There's never been an IMF recommendation that didn't happen. Never. If they say do it, the government need money. They need the loans. It can get done. Now, they may wait till later and get in after election, once the government wins the election, VAT is going to be raised, and you're going to have income tax. No.
Mr. Bain.
Go ahead.
Mr. Bain just mentioned something about replacement, about population replacement. And we talked about the 300,000 applications I think we saw up there. If you were paying attention, the government of the Bahamas just signed what they called a landmark memorandum of understanding with the Philippines.
Yeah.
This MOU was for the purpose of importing and protecting the rights of foreign workers. All while the government's own numbers say that unemployment is up beyond 10%. They have how many applicants that was? 300? 10% plus unemployment, a landmark memorandum of understanding to import workers from the Philippines. The Philippines have some 7,000 islands and millions of people. They are on a replacement path for Bahamians. They need to raise money, so I guess they can bring in millions of people to get VAT or whatever from them. The government does not have our best interest at heart.
I totally agree.
So I want to say, whether in a by-election or a general election, Bahamians, you must vote COI.
Yes.
You must vote for our future.
Yes.
They are interested in their pockets. We are fighting for our nation, our very existence.
But hold on, Lincoln, hold on. His point, what he said, Lincoln, you see what he's saying? I just understand what he's saying. If they bring in the Philippines, they're going to be chipping into our employment block.
Yes.
They get these Haitian with a digitized application for citizenship. That's 300,000. Let's talk about the set they bring it in on work permit. That's another set chipping in to our employment status, Lincoln. So they get all of this. They really trying to do the Bahamian people in.
They are driving us into poverty and taking jobs. Cheap labor. They are making sure. No, I'm talking about the Filipinos. Oh, the Filipinos.
They make $15 to $20 per hour for their long hair and their yellow mulatto skin. And everybody, all of them.
We got to give you a mic. We can't hear nothing you saying. Grab the mic and give it to them.
They don't care.
Talk.
So what I'm saying to what was mentioned about the Filipinos, they are coming in at a rate of $15 to $20 per hour. And you know, they're getting paid for their looks and all their presentation. And yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, they're very nice. But what I'm saying is the same jobs they are doing, Bahamians are doing for $260 per week.
Not a one of them look as good as our beautiful Bahamian women.
No,
not one.
Thank you.
Look here, they are the hottest commodity. Life at Key got rid of just about all the Bahamian maids and
Yes.
replaced them with
Yeah.
Filipinos.
I just want to segue here quickly. I find it entertaining sometimes. I love to look at this stuff. You know, the PLP Nephilim is desperate. So I see one comment on it. I just happen to look down. I don't have time to really look down. I looked down and the person said, Lincoln Bain, your little boyfriend live in Abaco. Let me tell you something. I will try anything once except man. I ain't trying nothing with no man.
Thank you very much.
I don't like man. I don't even know why women like man. Because he ain't nothing on man to like.
Thank you.
God made woman to look at, for us to look at, to look beautiful.
Thank
Us, he made us to work. So I don't even know why women like man. I'm glad y'all do, but I don't know why. No. Don't mix me up. I'm not a PLP, and I will never be. The PLP is the queer party.
Thank you. Like to hold
In
my
fact,
hand.
since you say that, producer, let's play the video.
Let's play the video.
You know when you come for us, we always ready.
Thank you very much. We get in the graveyard to get your business out of the graveyard. What you think you have high, we gonna pull it up.
Come, producer, unleash the Kraken.
Thank you. Unleash the information.
Okay. He's a standby. So, you know, Fred Mitchell is in his glory because this is their self-proclaimed gay month, but not a day like it in our
Thank you.
country.
Thank
All right? We don't. All right, they're trying to work on something now.
What did the late Miles Monroe said to Fred Mitchell? Don't take it to our parliament.
Yeah.
Keep it in the privacy of your home. Don't bring it to the Bahamian people. We don't want God strike us down like how we strike down a couple people in the Bible. Keep it in your house. When God getting ready to strike, he can strike your house. Don't strike our parliament, because we ain't for that. Huh?
Yeah. So, so I just want to make that clear. I don't, there's not a gay bone in me. All right?
Lincoln, they looking for something to say.
Anyone, you know, the other day they say I was Haitian. They say Bain is a Haitian name. They went to what do you call it, ChatGPT, and did tell it to write a whole story with me saying I was a Haitian. You could tell it's ChatGPT because of how it was written. But that's the desperation they go into.
Yeah.
All right, you can play it yet? It says not converting? No, he said it's not reading it. He has to convert it. Oh, he's converting it. Okay, so we'll keep going. All right?
But like you should pull it back up that the last clipping with the newspaper. I see something. Yeah, I see something. Brave Davis defending his travel. You need to bring that up, Mr. Prime Minister. Yeah. You know what I need to find out from the Prime Minister? You defending your travel. What are you bringing back to this country? Huh? What benefit is the Prime Minister bringing back to the country? How did you advance this country since you was elected in 2021, Lincoln? How could you defend something and you were bringing us back nothing? Nothing from nothing, leave nothing.
Look next to that. Bahamas led region in percentage of murdered men.
UN says.
The UN says. Look at this one. Crime having a major impact on the health system, official says. So many people getting shot. See, they only count the deaths.
Yeah.
But if they had count who actually get shot, they'll have 3 people get shot, 1 die.
Yeah.
2 people get shot, 1 die. If all of them had died, we'd have been up to about 500 right now.
Yeah.
All right? But they don't count the shootings. You see? They only count the ones who die.
Yeah.
And that's to deceive you. Let's go to the next newspaper clip you was just going to show. Someone else read that.
Yes. Yeah.
AG potential 900 million per year in carbon credits.
This time who say we was selling dreams.
Selling dreams.
They targeting $900 million a year. Now what they trying to do is reduce the number so that people don't actually go saying we want some of that.
Yes.
But they know it's billions of dollars.
Thank you.
But they trying to have to now admit that carbon credit's real because we didn't show the documents.
Thank you.
Yes.
But now they want to cut it down and make it sound like nothing.
Right.
This them.
My God. Go back to your America.
I was about to say, I thought it was more than that, Lincoln.
It is, but what they trying to do is talk it down. So we don't expect our benefits from it. They want to say, no, just let us pay the debt with it. Let us do some work, infrastructure work with it.
Get out of here.
But we don't want you all getting nothing. You see? So they trying to keep it down.
Yeah.
When that starts at 11 billion.
He said something.
What do you say?
Fluctuate according to the market price. The buyer. This man, he know what he's doing.
Yeah. You know you're doing lying. Talking to Mike when you talk.
Yeah.
All right,
Somebody
so
saying fluctuate.
I want to open the floor now for anyone who wants to say something, and I'm going to open the phone lines. You got a couple minutes left. So I'm going to open up the phone lines and open the floor. So anyone who wants to speak, you'll grab the mic and let them speak, please. And the phone line is 803-5995. You can call WhatsApp call or regular call. 803-5995.
We have a question.
803-5995. Come in the
We have a
middle. Come in the
question,
middle.
live audience.
Come in the middle.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Is it on?
Yes.
All right, I actually have to definitely say something.
Who are you?
concerning- I am Charmaine Adderley, COI candidate for Golden Gates.
Yeah.
Amen. I can't sit back and say nothing concerning this whole move with Mr. Mitchell and how our young men seem to be exploited. They're vulnerable. A lot of them come from poor, needy backgrounds.
Yes.
So it's sad to see how they have been exploited
Taking advantage
and
of.
taken advantage of. My heart goes out to those young men. And I pray God will restore you, come out from among that mess. Tell that man, take whatever he has given you and let God purge you from that, because we need young men to stand for this nation. All right. Secondly, I am very disappointed with the Christian Council and how they have not stood. I believe I'm standing in the office as a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. There's something called right and there's something called wrong. I will never call right what God calls wrong. He still calls that an abomination.
Yes.
And so in the Bahamas, we must stand now and demand that our Christian leaders, our political leaders stand with some level of moral character and stop sullying our young people in this nation. If you want to take a nation down, they go after the young men.
Yes.
And so I'm asking every man and all these young men who caught up in this whole web of mess, I pray God will bring you through and come out, because something had to happen to you for you to decide to go in that direction. And so I say to all of us today, we must stand for our nation now more than ever before. What Mr. McQueen says is a serious thing. And these people believe it's a game. This is a whole nation of people you're trying to eradicate because for whatever reason, you believe that this is the way you ought to do and do. The people who trusted you, man. The Bahamian people trusted these people. And this is how you do it. Understand there's a God who still sit high and he look low. I gonna cry to him. And he said, when the righteous cry, the Lord hears and answers. Change ain't coming. Change is here.
We got a call on the line. Call you live. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Mr. Bain, I have the following questions for you. Well, not questions, statement. In January of 2025, our unemployment had increased to 10.8%. Now, in July of this year, the Prime Minister in the news, Eyewitness News, says we have an uptick in legal migrants due to labor shortage in the Bahamas. That's in July. October 7, you have your friend, Mr. Fred Mitchell, signing an MOA with the Philippines to have work or labor come to the Bahamas from the Philippines. How is it possible if our unemployment is 10.8%, why are we importing workers? That's one. And two, if you are to win, when you win the government next year, are you able to repeal this particular policy or agreement?
Well, I'll start with that. There's something in law called parliamentary sovereignty, and that means that no present parliament can bind a future parliament. All right? Because when we come in, we can undo anything that they did. Anything. There's nothing that they have done that we cannot undo. All right? That is the law. And that's why they're terrified of us going in house, because we actually know the law and have the courage to carry it out. Now, you talked about the 10+% unemployment. There's a couple things with that. The general unemployment numbers is not the big deal. The big deal is that you have almost 20% unemployment for young people. And that is an issue. Why is that an issue? Because normally young persons are hired faster than elderly people. They're the ones who normally get the jobs because they're cheap labor and they don't have to be as qualified, and they're going to do what they're told. So young people are normally hired. So when the young people are not hired, that shows a grim picture. Now, if it is 10.8%, that means it is actually more, because they have a trick that they do in statistics, is that if you are not looking for job, if you have given up by saying, man, job out there, man, I just tired looking, they don't count you, even though you are unemployed. So the numbers are false numbers. It's skewed. So if the young person say, man, job out there, I ain't even looking, they ain't even count them. An older person who said, man, they ain't gonna hire me, I can't find no job, they're not going to count them, even though they are unemployed. So the unemployment rate could be much more than they're actually saying, and that's the scary part. All right? So that's the problem.
Okay, one more question before you go. There's the Construction Contractors Act that was passed in 2016. Now, we've been waiting on them from the past 10 years now to implement board members so that it would protect not just contractors, but also homeowners, subcontractors, basically, and Bahamians. My question to you is, why hasn't that board been established as yet? That's one part of it. And the second part of it is, when you become government, if this is not implemented as yet, would you consider putting local subcontractors from different family islands on that board to govern it when it comes to bids and everything else and workers?
Remember, we're going to have island states and city government, so every city is going to have a say in who gets the contract. Every city is going to know who the good contractors are, who the crooked ones are. Yes. All right, so we're going to have island states and city government. So on the family islands, they're going to do their own thing. We're going to take power from Nassau and give it to those people. So that's really what we're gonna focus on. All right. So the reason that act is not put in place yet is because of corruption.
That's right.
A lot of the money that is stolen from the Treasury is stolen through these same contracts. All right, buildings, et cetera, et cetera. They don't want an act that's going to bring accountability to that sector. They want to keep it as the wild, wild west so they can continue to do whatever they want. And that's why you've been fighting for that for all this time. And you're not going to get that under someone like the PLP who, they're trying to give out contracts without procurement. You're not going to get it from the F&M that has so many of those big contractors who are there, funders, et cetera. So you're not going to see that.
One last question on unemployment. Our labor, our Employment Act does not recognize casual workers, but we have that as a big thing in Freeport, especially at the container port. What would your government do in order to put that in its right standing? Our act does not recognize casual labor. But we have been casually using that in Grand Bahama for over 2 decades now. So even though it doesn't recognize it, places like Container Port will hire third-party companies to bring in what they so-called casual laborers. They went from temporary employees to casual workers now. How does
that is against the law?
Yes, exactly. How does your government intend on dealing with something like that? If you look in the papers, the Tribune, I think in 2022, our government recognized and had a talk with the Freeport Container Port, and he said that they brought their casual labor down to 24%. It should never have been casual labor in the first place. What do you say to these third-party companies that is breaking the law openly? Because these are people that are going on these jobs, working year to year, but being refused the benefit. How do you intend on rectifying that?
We intend on just applying the law. There's a lot of things that need to happen that is just that they're not enforcing it. The fact is the government cannot enforce that against any company because the government doing it too. The government in Grand Bahama is doing it at the Alukaya Hotel. And so they can't enforce it against anybody, and it's wrong and it's criminal and it shouldn't happen. All right? And so we're going to fix that. That is wrong. In terms of people who have to wait to get their letters, in terms of being permanent and pensionable, that is also wrong. After a year, they should have automatically become permanent and pensionable. But what they do is say, oh, but you got to wait on your letter. All right? And so that is wrong. That is evil. And we're going to fix that. And so if persons want to vote to continue experiencing that, then go ahead. But if you want us to actually fix that problem, then vote for change. Thanks for your call.
One of the things that I want to mention, because I believe it ties right into this. Mr. Bain always tries to educate and bring facts and make sure that we and the country knows what's going on so that you can have a foot to stand on. One of the things that's a great challenge, and we probably haven't addressed it much or heard much about it, speaks to the educational system. It's doing what it was intended to do. It was not intended to empower us.
No.
And as a part of that, teachers are frustrated and teachers are leaving education in droves. Students are becoming more violent, and their violence is spilling out into public spaces, onto busy streets, while the classroom continues to fail many of them, especially Bahamians who are becoming more on the fringe line, more disenfranchised because of a culture, changing culture that doesn't recognize, that does not approve, that does not speak to their identity, that does not speak to who they are, that does not speak to them as belonging, as being who they are and speaking to their ownership. The culture in the classrooms are changing. Our children are at risk. And the gay, lesbian, and the whole alphabet has been targeting our children. This is not by accident. When we see the gay and lesbian movement and they want their right to parade, children's eyes are watching. You might be amazed to know the trouble that we're facing in the schools in this regard with children. And so they destroy the home and they destroy the identity of who or what a boy is, who or what a girl is. I too, as a minister of God, stand against this. And I encourage believers to stand against this, because whether we recognize it or not, this really is a spiritual warfare, you know.
That's right.
This is a battle of good against evil.
That's right.
That's really what it boils down to. And for many, they may not realize that they have chosen a side. But they have, whether they realize it or not. You've either chosen a side with God and righteousness, and so you strive for that, or you've chosen the other side, and you strive for that. But there is no middle ground. And if we're going to win this, we have to recognize that this is a God move, and
Yes.
we cannot exclude him. If you are a praying person, you better pray. If you are a believing, you have to stand on the word of God, on the truth of God. And there is no scripture that validates that movement.
That's right.
It's not a community. It's a lifestyle that God condemns, and for good reasons.
Thank you.
2 men can't carry on children.
That's right.
Two women by themselves can't carry on children.
Thank you very much.
When you destroy God's union, you destroy
That's
life.
right.
You destroy the blessings of life. And so we have to understand this is far reaching. And so this is a fight for our nation on so many levels.
Next
So
generation.
many fronts. And we are standing on the front lines, and we want you to stand with us. We want you to fight with us.
Before I go to our next call, I had to go get this book. All right? This is the book that Michael Pintard and Fred Smith and Luby Georges them put out there. All right? Michael Pintard said he was a PR person or whatever. He did the stuff for the Save the Base and all them, who was responsible for these kind of lying books. This book shows lies against the Bahamian people, treason, showing them having immigrants bite with dogs, showing children being beaten, abused, and bloodied. Children, you hear me? That's what they say happened in this book in the Bahamas. That's what Pintard and them did. How could any Bahamian support Pintard and Fred Smith and them after they did something like this? How dare you do that? Michael Pintard, how dare you do that, Fred Smith and Louis Georges, and walking around this country like you all run this country? How dare you? And what's so egregious about this isn't just that, you know. That's just part one. When they did this, you know who the Minister of Immigration was? Fred Mitchell. Fred Mitchell didn't send the police for them. But Fred Mitchell won't send the police because you asked him what's going on at the Ministry of Finance. What's going on at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, sorry. What's going on with these boys? How come, Fred Mitchell, you didn't see the importance that our country was being defamed? That you, as the minister, was being defamed? But you worried about the fact that we caught on to you, that you having our money being spent on these young men who we feel are unqualified, so that you could have a boy everywhere you go, meaning young man, everywhere you go.
You mean special friend, eh?
With a special friend. Wait, let me get this case holding on the line for a little while. Let me get this person on the line, then we get inside here. Call you live, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, you're live.
Hi. I just want to say I want to commend you, Lincoln, for all the hard work and efforts you had put in. I've been watching you since the beginning of the year, last year into this year. I'm actually calling from Canada, and I want to know if there's any way that Bahamians can vote for the coalition from Canada.
But only if you are in school or you work for government, you can vote there. But if you don't, you have to actually come to the Bahamas to vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So register for a night school or something?
Well, I'm a resident here, so I just wanted to know, persons who are residents, we have to come home?
Yes, you have to come home unless you're in school or you work for government. So like I said, register for some night classes or one certification or whatever, and then register to vote, and then you're good to go. If you're already registered, then you just let the embassy know you'll be voting from there, and you're good to go. I just taught you a cheat code.
Thank you so very much. And like again, I said, you're doing a lot of good work. You're bringing facts to the Bahamian people, and that is what we weren't getting, the awareness of what's going on in the country. Yes. And because you're bringing that out, you're bringing awareness. And me, I voted both PLP and FNM, and right now I am going all the way with coalition. I have the I am going coalition. I'm looking for my t-shirt. When I come to the Bahamas, I come in straight to the headquarters.
Yes, we'll be here every day, all day.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sign up for one sewing class or something, and then register to vote. You just go right over there. All right.
Okay, thank you
See
so
you
much.
later. All right. Someone here, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, I would just like to thank. Well, my name is Brian McCarty. I'm from Marathon, the Marathon constituency. Like I say, I would like to thank the COI for coming forth at this time in this 21st century. This is the best thing. Let me say this to you Bahamians out there, and I'm talking about organic Bahamians, not no half-breeds out there. They are half-breeds, not Bahamians. Okay? I hate to hear the people talking about Bahamians. They are not Bahamians. How could I be a Bahamian Haitian? I will not take that name. Okay? Let me say this to you, you Bahamians. Look here. Don't be afraid of what's out there, because there is only a bunch of crap, I call them. And I'm not afraid to say that. Because why? I stand here today for 8 children, 1 grand, first one. And look here, I will not go to the grave and know that this bunch of crap is still governing my children and my grandchildren. If y'all don't make the right choice this election and do the right thing, y'all will be in desperate trouble in the years to come. Trust me on that. I've been voting in this country. This is my country. This is my Bahamas. And I will go down in the grave for this country. That's all I got. I'm not going to the States. The States ain't getting nothing for me. I'm not going to Haiti. Definitely. That ain't for me. I'm not going.
You can't go to Haiti and do nothing.
No.
Their law protects their country.
They will kill you. They will chop your head off and burn you in the streets and probably eat you too. Okay? What I see. But what you see here, this is what you call the organic Bahamians. Bahamians with common sense to lead you into the promised land. The promised land is coming, and I felt that I thought it was going to happen in the last election, but it didn't. And I believe what's going on right now with my brother here, I call him my brother because he's the brother in the Lord, Brother Lincoln. You heard his story. He mentioned his story over and over again. He was supposed to be dead. I was supposed to be dead too, at a young, a child, a baby. I was going in the grave. I was going down in the ground. But no, God had saved us for a time like this. I'm one with a voice, and I'm not afraid to speak out. I wish every Bahamian had the guts. The men. See, it's the men. God put the men there. Yes. So let's stand up and fight these demonic, wicked, evil demons in Parliament, because that's what they are. Davis is a 33 degree, the highest. What is that? Under the quote unquote Christian council. It's demonic. And that's what we get in leadership. The devil is running our country and we don't know it. Many Bahamians don't know it. Let me tell you something. When I speak with compassion, and I mean that. And I mean what I say. So let's stop being cowardly. Let's take these people. I'm 60 years old and I've been voting for a long time. I was voting for F&M and I thought I was voting for something good. Yep. But come to find out, in my old age, I realized that they didn't wear the crop. They wasn't for the Bahamian people. Bahamians, wake up, and wake up. Let's vote for change this time.
Yeah.
Let's vote for this brilliant, and let me say, when I say brilliant, I hang with these guys for some time. From Bay Street, from Bahama. I was there. See, and when Bahamians stand up, they hate when Bahamians stand up against them. And see, we need some more men to come out. You'll come out and stand up for your country. We are men. So let's stand and fight and take this country to a next level. Let's take this country to a beyond to buy. And we could do it. We could do it, Bahamians. We could do it. But it's up to you. We have the power within these two fingers to go to the voting booth and wipe them bastards out of Parliament.
All right.
And
Thank
Davis,
you, man.
And Davis, please don't come, because I don't tolerate. I'm not tolerating no foolishness this time.
Thank you, man.
And I mean this.
Yeah, man.
We got another
Thank you.
question, audience.
Yeah, let me just take a phone call and we'll take this one in here. Give him the mic. So, ladies and gentlemen, he actually was there at our CARICOM protest at Bahama, and they drag him all through the grass. I guess they felt sorry for him and didn't actually lock him up. They let him go. They lock him up and then let him go. Yeah, I guess. The rest of us take care of us in the station till after CARICOM. But he get dragged with the rest of us. Let's go to the phone lines and we get back in the studio. Call you live. Go ahead.
Sorry, good night, Mr.
They've been waiting all the time, and as soon as they saw it, hang up. And they've been waiting from before he was talking. Go ahead. Who wants to speak? Go ahead.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's good? Okay. My name is Kirk Farrington. I'm the candidate for Southern Shores. And I stand here tonight agreeing with my colleague, Sister Charmaine from Golden Gates. This thing about the LGBTQXYZ is three more letters, is an abomination.
The three other letters is PLP.
Might as well add F and M to that too.
PLP.
Might as well add F and M to that too. But the fact of the matter is, when righteousness moves from over a people, wickedness and corruption takes place. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, it tells us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, that's government, powers, that's those that make laws, police, different departments, what's not. Spiritual wickedness in high places. That covers the Christian Council. And it goes on. You all know what the scripture says. What I want to say here is that we tend to look at this thing from the physical aspect, but it is a spiritual thing. And the thing about it is, not only me, but I believe heaven gives the Christian Council wrong when the leader of the Christian Council is involved with secret services, i.e. lodge, and holds such strong degree or high degree. That suggests that the spirit that controls spiritual wickedness is controlling or hovering over the whole Christian community. And so all pastors and apostles and prophets and teachers of the word and all of them, evangelists, are under the influence of the spiritual wickedness that covers over this nation. That's a serious thing. That's a serious thing. A nation cannot survive if righteousness is removed. Okay? And when righteousness is removed, it leads for corruption to take place even in government. And then the scripture tells us, and I like to continue to go back to the scripture, Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous rules, or when the righteous is in government, the people rejoice. Notice it didn't say the Christians rejoice. It says everybody in the nation rejoices when the righteous rules, or when the righteous is in authority. But when the wicked is in authority, then the whole nation mourns. And it is a sad thing. It hurts my heart to hear people crying out, where is the Christian council? Where is the pastors? What are the pastors saying? What are the pastors doing? It's an indictment against the body of believers. And I stand today as a representative of the kingdom of heaven, and I bring judgment down upon the Christian council. And I don't care who feels that I am wrong for doing it. I am right for doing it. I am an ambassador of the kingdom of heaven. I've been given the permission, and I speak on the accord of the kingdom of heaven, that righteousness got to return to this nation. And what this nation needs is to have a ministry of counsel in government that oversees the entire Christian organization, including the Christian Council. That brings under consideration all the wickedness that is taking place, even in the churches, where pastors are molesting young boys and molesting young girls. Bring them to justice. If there's evidence proving it, bring them to justice and cause them not to no longer function in this country in that capacity. There must be place for the kingdom of heaven. There must be place for righteousness to return to this nation. And that's my 5 cents. Righteousness got to return to this nation. And I don't care who in the church don't like what I said. I stand as a voice of the kingdom of heaven, and I make this declaration that righteousness is coming back to this nation, and this people shall rejoice. And if you want that, vote for change.
All right, thank you so much. Let's go back. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good evening, calling you live.
All right, good evening, Mr. Bain. Good evening, COI. My call is in regards to person. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just ignore the background sound. Just talk.
Okay, my call is in regards to people that vote just because they think they have a good MP. And let me tell you why that's a problem and why we've been being swung for years and years. No matter how good you think your MP may be, because they come to your house and bring little trinkets, which the tax dollars pay for anyway. A good MP is somebody that goes against their own party, and bills and laws are being presented that doesn't benefit the poor person, because they're supposed to be our voice in the House on our behalf in our best interest. And until an MP goes against their party, that's when I consider them a good MP.
Thank you, man. I want to answer this, and I'm going to answer this because a lot of people are deceived by the notion that at this time you should vote for the person. That sounds good to say. It sounds good to say that you should vote for the individual and you should vote for the person of character. That has never worked in this country, and it will never work, because the MP can only do what the party tell them they could do. So don't be deceived by saying, oh, the MP just do some good stuff in the community, but your country is suffering. You're dying in the hospital. You can't get a new hospital. Yeah, they mowing the lawn in the park. They giving out some free stuff from your money, your $150,000 a year. They giving out from your money to do some trinkets back to school, you think they're good? That don't make them good, because you can't afford to buy groceries. If you have to go on a line for backpack and books, your government has failed. They failed. So I've heard, one time, I keep saying this, Glenna Sanaman was talking to me, and she was saying, Lincoln, when I came in, I had so much zeal and so much inspiration to do certain things. And she said, when I finally got in, I realized you can't do nothing you want to do. You could only do what the party say you could do. You have to just fall in line. There's nothing you can do. She said this to me. And she said, no matter what you see going on, you just got to leave it. And you only do what you get permission to do. I say, but Glennis, but you still there. You see? So some people say, they want, an MP that have stuff in the community. They'll cut down the bush, et cetera, et cetera. You want them cut down the bush, but crime is going out of control? You want them giving out backpacks while you can't get good road to drive on, while your house flooding, while the country is going to hell in a handbasket, while they flooding the country with illegal immigrants? It's not about the MP. You have to vote for the party that has a plan to take this country forward. It is not about the individual. Some people say, you need these lawyers and doctors and qualified people, etc. What has that brought us so far? All the doctors that have been in the House of Assembly, how many hospitals they build? No, not one. No, not one. All the doctors, you all had qualified people? You mean Dr. Sands couldn't think that we need a hospital? The only hospital built was built by the UBP that didn't even have a doctor among them? Not that I can remember. The UBP built Princess Margaret Hospital, and the FNM and PLP built one hospital with all those qualified people. With all the qualified people they promised us last election in the PLP. You mean after 4 years, y'all still ain't built a hospital? Y'all don't even have the promise of a hospital. They build in one clinic and keep saying hospital to make people think they build a hospital. That is a maternity clinic, not a real hospital. All right? That is not a hospital for women. That's for women who are pregnant. If you have high blood pressure or heart problems, they can't see you there. All right? I spoke to a maternity nurse this week. She said to me, Lincoln, this is serious. You all taking this for a joke. She said, of 20 babies that they've been having a day in the hospital, 16 are foreigners. She said 16. And she said, what is shocking her is that they are getting, as far as she can see, the NIB contribution for live birth. As long as they have the live birth. I said that's not right. They should have contributions in order 50 contributions to that. She said no. They're writing it up with the 52 contributions and they are getting a live birth. If that is going on in this country, you can see why we're in trouble. And so if those numbers continue, we're in trouble. Why? Majority rules. So you could talk about voting for some individual. I was having a conversation about, while we was on a campaign on Saturday, we had a massive turnout campaigning in Golden Isles with our candidate, Mr. Brian Roll. All right? One of the gentlemen I was talking to said that he was considering giving Brian Brown a chance because, he'd been there so long and he's giving out stuff to the kids and that kind of stuff, and so he was considering, giving him a chance, because he's just been doing it for so long. There's a couple of things. One, of course, Brent Simonet and the Hollow West Coast and all these people who are going to benefit will give some money to their puppets in the communities to give stuff out so people could like them, so they could get voted in, so they could make the big billions. So don't be impressed by them taking either one, our treasury money, and two, money from contributions from these people who are looking to make that money and doing a couple little stuff in there. They're giving you crumbs to make the billions. They are keeping you not aware of what you are valued. They're keeping you, making you think that you don't deserve nothing. The next thing about that is that I told him, Brian Roll can't do anything for this nation. Brian Brown. I mixed up the other one last time, now I'm mixing up this one. So I guess they have something else to spread on social media now. I like the free promotion. So I told him Brian Brown is not going to be able to do anything for them. Why won't he be able to do anything for them? He is just a pawn, a little small fish in this big ocean. He's a pawn on that table. And so he can't do nothing for that community. He can't. And so we have to understand that these MPs that they're bringing in front of you, they can do nothing for you. Yes, they can do some stuff in the park and little stuff and give you little trinkets. But we need our country fixed, not just our constituency.
That's right.
You know, I was having a conversation with someone. They keep us so poor and small-minded that we don't know what's going on around us. We don't know the value of what's around us.
That's right.
Someone came to me today and said, "Do they have granite in the Bahamas?" Just a few minutes ago. Did they have granite in the Bahamas? I was like, yeah. Marijuana. They say rum key too. I said, yeah. But marijuana is in large quantities. I said, we have all these things in the Bahamas? I said, yeah, I can't talk about every natural resource every time I talk, but we have a lot. You realize that us as a people was driving past Paradise Island every day. The whole western side that had all that green in it was Crown land. We never thought to even apply for that. We thought that's out of our reach. We never even think to look at that. We drive past it and we don't even think. As far as we're concerned, we can't buy property in Pintard. I ain't even gonna look over there. They keep your mind so small that you don't think you deserve anything. And that's why if someone comes, when the PLP came out and talked this $100,000 talk, that sound crazy. When we came out and said, you know, we could do that and more, it sounds crazy. Because they keep you used to having nothing. How all us was driving past Paradise Island and never thought to think. And then a foreigner will come right here and say, hey, that's empty land. I wonder what I could do with that.
Yep.
We have to change our mindset. It's time for us to rise. It's time for us to rise from being slaves and being workers. We don't have to be the workers. I don't have much conversations about employment and minimum wage. I have zero interest. When you empower the people,
that's right.
Jobs are an automatic. Jobs is a symptom of an economy that is growing.
Thank you.
The problem in our country is we don't own this economy. That is the vision that I have. That is the new Marcus Garveyan vision for this century. That we don't have to be the slaves. W.E.B. Du Bois and them was training our black people who's just finished being slaves to be workers. He said, you got to train them to be workers. Marcus Garvey said, what y'all doing? No, we need to own the plantation.
That's right.
Look at what they did in the Cameroon plantation. They bought the plantation from their master. Tell them they could pay him in 5 years, you could take it back. And they made the money.
That's right.
Now there's some wealthy people in America, but they don't tell you about them because they don't want you to see that example.
Yeah.
They bought the plantation, the slaves.
Yeah.
And after they did it, they had 177 more black people that bought plantations. Big plantations, but they don't tell you these stories. Because they want you talking about job. They want to keep you poor, so you got to... See, you have to think about today. Your bills due now. So you can't think about no investment. You can't think about planting no seed and you hungry now. And so if, for example, yes, you're stuck in survival mode, they can keep you poor and keep you down.
Mr. Bain, while you're on that, while you're on that, would you segue into you talk about it all the time, but since you mentioned that Brian Brown would not be able to do anything that the party doesn't permit or instruct him to do, would you segue into that and show why the Coalition of Independents would be different because of the system of governance, the change to a republic that is intended for our country, why it would be different with us?
We are the Coalition of Independents. We're the Coalition of Independent Thinkers. There will be no whip in our parliament. All right? No whip. I got questioned about that. How you can operate with no whip. There won't be any control. It's my job as a leader to make you see the sense in what we're doing. That's the first thing. Next, for the individual things that need to happen in our communities, we're giving the power to the people.
That's right.
So it's what they want, not what the MP wants. The MPs have been failing us.
That's right.
And so this is not about what the MP can do for you anymore. We are going to give you the budget, your city council. Now you put your speed bumps in. You fix your roads. You make sure the school is ready. You don't have no one else to blame but yourself if it don't get done. Now why we know you could do it? We know you're going to do it because you got to drive on them roads.
That's right.
Your children got to go to them schools. And so now the country will work properly because you now have a responsibility in it. Walmart was the first company that did this. They was trying to figure out how they could stop the theft and they call it shrinkage in business. You know, how you can make the employees want to work more. And Walmart had an ingenious decision. He said, well, I can make them owners of the company. And so you get salary and you're going to get stock options. And so now that I make you an owner, and at the end of the year you're getting dividends, you ain't going to let your coworker thief because that can mess up your dividend at the end of the year. If you see a coworker treating a customer bad, you go put them in their place. That one decision caused Walmart to rise. It caused them to kill Kmart and everyone else who was out at the time. Destroyed them because they didn't have good work ethic, et cetera, et cetera. But Walmart is working like clockwork. Every Walmart you go in is so organized and clean. You ever see Walmart dirty? No. Nothing out of place, ever. Because the staff got to make sure that's straight so they can get a piece of that. We are going to make the Bahamas great by making you own it. Now you can care about the environment. This tough to say, right? Many people won't understand this, right? But I have to say it. Do you notice that the people who are concerned with the environment in the Bahamas is mostly the people from the upper class? Mm-hmm. They're the people with the mindset that they own this country. They have a stake in it. So notice they are the ones who are always concerned with the environment. The poor people don't care. They dirty up everything because they don't feel like they own it. This ain't theirs. They're not a part of this. You can't even own a house on the beach, a property on the beach. We're not a part of this. They stick us in the middle. Mm-hmm. So if you don't feel attached to something, you go abuse it, right? And so when you go to Dubai, place clean. Singapore, place clean. Because they have a stake. You want to come? Come. Because you have a stake in it. And that's how we're going to transform this nation, by empowering our people and making us owners of this. We have a different mentality that we want to bring to the people. Everyone is going to get a piece of this rock. How God made the children of Israel attached to Jerusalem, he gave everyone a piece of the rock. That's the first thing they did, was split up the land. You go own piece of this land, so you have a reason to fight for it, you have a reason to keep it, and you belong here because you have a piece of this. But if you don't have a piece of the land, you don't even see I just live here. I just live in someone's house. You're not really a part of it. But we're going to change that. With the 4 million acres of crown land that there is available, we're going to make sure that each of our 200,000 adults get a piece of that rock. Now you have something to protect. Go ahead.
Blessings, everyone. Olivia Ingram Griffin, Freetown candidate, next MP and representative, right? I just wanted to say I agree with you, President, wholeheartedly, except for that portion about Yeah, the persons who are upper class, they're different or whatever the mentality. If you go in Life Key, for example, you're not going to throw anything out of your car. You're going to find a way to come out of the gates, go back to the inner city, and then you might throw that out of the car. Might, that's the operative word here. Might throw that out of the car. So I don't think it's because you feel like you don't own or it's not yours. I feel it's your mentality. I feel as though it's your brought up seat. You will go someplace else and feel, oh, this is out of place. I'm not going to disrupt this. This is my opinion. Okay, this is how I feel.
That's another example I gave. I can't give all examples one time, but that's another example I
listen,
gave.
President, you're cutting me off.
Yeah, I know. I have to because I want to make sure you understand this, all right, and everyone else understands what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I don't feel that the people in Life Key better or that the upper class people are better. I'm not saying that at all. What you're talking about is a principle that I did in my stores when I was in a retail business. I told them if you keep the bathrooms clean, and if that is always a clean environment, when people go in that bathroom, they're not going to be the one to mess that up. That's a psychological thing. All right? So that's really how that works. But if you go in a dirty bathroom, yeah, you can mess up the seat and you ain't going to worry about that. You can drop the tissue and you ain't care about that. But if that is clean, you're right, you leave it how you meet it. And so that is what I'm talking about. But in terms of the environment itself and even the plants and animals and everything on it, those people who feel they have a stake in it, they normally are more inclined to take care of the thing if it belongs to them or they have some affinity to it. Go ahead.
Who are the ones who are taking care of in the hospitality industry, for example? Not the owners, not the white man, not the rich folks, right? The workers, right?
Yes.
Those are the ones that are keeping the place, I guess, friendly enough or welcoming enough, clean enough.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel as though, yet again, it kind of differs. Those are the ones. So they may know how to take care. We don't have stake in it, but we know how to take care of it. How now can we just embrace that feeling of it's ours, but not ours? Thank you. Exactly. Okay, so my roundabout saying is I do not feel as though it's because of what you have. I feel as though it's your brought up seat. It's a mind thing. I want to go stray off a little bit. I went to 2 funerals yesterday, right, in my constituency. 23, very young, and one was 54. That's the big one that was shot right there on Sutton Street, St. James Road. Sorry. And in going there, it made me to realize the persons that come and they put themselves forward, it's a lot of glitz and glamour going on with it. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to go there and just take advantage of someone in such a vulnerable state.
Yeah.
A lot of persons were doing some things, and I'm just looking and observing and feeling as though, are you really walking around canvassing and really seeing what's going on? You wouldn't be sitting here talking about, and this is the... No, you're going to come give them 2 cases of soda and say, all right, tap on the shoulder, that's fine. Another example, a lady, I was speaking to her at this very same funeral. My daddy, I could call him, that's my daddy Diagula, for example. I can call him, he's in the public domain. He's my daddy. I could call him. He could give me a couple dollars right now if I call him. I say, miss, are you serious? Do you know who daddy is? That's giving the example, okay?
Yeah.
You have to serve with a higher purpose. This isn't, we're just passing through, right? For example, I went to a midday service, and the pastor was trying to tell us, go ahead and live for what's afterlife. I'm saying, but we have to get there. We have to leave the place better. We're not passing the baton. We're not doing anything for our generations to come. Okay? We had a lady who came in there, and she was telling me about some issues she had. She had to choose between toiletries or her feminine products. For the household, she chose the toiletries. That's the tissue paper. And guess what she used as her feminine product? Thank you very much. This is what's happening. This is true issues. And this is what we need to be speaking up on. Not all this glitz and glamour. Okay? Not about persons and who has a stake in this and stake. I feel as though we all have a stake in it, and we know how to act. We know what's for us, But we just have to be honest with ourselves. You deserve it. You deserve it. Your children most definitely. None of us asked to come here. None of us asked to come here. Our children for sure did not ask to come here. Let's do our best for them to thrive. Man, the struggling has to stop. It's unnecessary. It has to cease, desist. Don't leave this country worse or the same way you met it. Please.
All right, thank you. We cannot have a stake in a country that we can't afford to buy land in. And what has started to happen over the years is they keep moving the bar. And capitalism automatically moves the bar so you could never catch up. And that's what happens. That's why a piece of property costs $50,000 out west and out east in the early 2000s, but now you can't buy Bain Town for that. And so, and no one could afford to get a loan for a $50,000 property by themselves now. You can't qualify. And so this is why we have to put general policies in place to empower our people, to make all of our people stakeholders in all of it. Because if you can't afford to be a part of this, I like what Sir Lyndon Pinlin said. Sir Lyndon Pinlin, when they asked him, what is a Bahamian? He didn't talk with John Canoe or Reagan Scrape, you know. He didn't talk with Kung Salad. He said, it's a person who owns a piece of this rock. You know why that statement was so powerful? It's because foreigners could own a piece of the rock. Now remember, he had in place at the time the Removable Properties Act. So you had to be Bahamian to own a piece of this rock. All right? Unless you did it through some investments or some special scenario. We have to make sure that, one, all of us have a stake in this. In the land, one. In the economy, two. If we are the ones building the economy, the money is going to stay here. The majority of the money made in this economy is not even a part of our GDP. $13 billion GDP? No, man. Royal Caribbean making $10 billion. Carnival making $20 billion. How much billions Atlantis and them making? But the problem is the money, we just say the money don't stay here. It ain't about the money staying here, you know. The money never comes here. Because when you book that room, you book that overseas. And that money never came to us. That cruise ship, that money was booked overseas. Even when they pay for the little excursions they have on land, they pay for that overseas with the cruise ship. The cruise ship gets 60%. And the Bahamian entrepreneur who providing the service gets 40%. Boy, it'll be changed when we get in. And guess what? They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice if they want to offer to their customers. We got to fix this. So we had an amazing day today. We had a good one today. We appreciate it. We can do the same thing next week. We're going to do this every week to inform the people. We're going to be going every day into Golden Isle. So those who want to come with us, let's go. So we'll be going there at 5 o'clock. So if you want to be... So tomorrow at 12. All right, tomorrow at 12 we going. It's a holiday, but we going in Golden Isles. We got 60 days to election, so we ain't playing with this. All right, so for every supporter who's a part of this, you want to join us, we could be there tomorrow at 12. Tomorrow we're going to be right... if you're heading west on Carmichael Road, the corner on the left, right before you get to the park or the roundabout, we could be in that area. All right through that corner. So just go right through there, and you will see us there, 12 p.m. tomorrow. What is it? Lake Road, L-A-K-E. Lake Road, L-A-K-E Road. All right, so we'll be there. We're going to be touching every door. We're going to be touching all of that community, every single part of it. And so we have to win this election and the general election. We want it all. All right? We want to run them out of town. We've had enough. We just got to try something different, man. Let's just see if we could get a hospital. Let's just see if we could get crime down with real solutions, with politicians who ain't caught up with the criminals. Let's just see. Yeah, lady here says she want to buy steak in the food store. They intentionally keeping prices high in the food store so that they can make more money off VAT. That's how they were able to not increase VAT, by making sure the prices in the food store was high. All right? And so making sure your electricity is high, they're making more VAT. The price of everything is high because they want to make more VAT. And they was able to say, see, we didn't raise VAT when we came in. But the price of eggs went from here to here. The price of bread went from here to here. The price of gasoline went from here to here. Everything went up. So they didn't have to raise it. You see? That's the trick. They wanted to raise NIB. They found another way. See, they play with numbers to get more NIB. They increased minimum wage. That wasn't for you. That was for them to make more from NIB. All right? Because now you can pay more NIB. All right? Everything they do is a trick. So you have to look for the trick when they're doing something. Look for who making the money from it or how they benefiting from it. All right? So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. Make sure to support the movement. You can go online and you can support the movement. Right on there, you could use your credit card and pay, or you can come to our office every single weekday. We'll be here, and you can fund the movement. If you want to join and pay your dues, you can come and be a part of this. Every organization has to raise funds. The PLP raises funds, the F&M raises funds, and we have to do the same thing. You know, some of them will say, oh, you're supposed to come with your money. I don't want you to think for 1 second that Brave Davis them use their own money for election. That don't happen in elections. Trump and Kamala Harris raised almost $2 billion, 1.6, something like that, billion dollars, and Trump still slaughter her. But monies have to raise for elections. And so I think we have been doing a good job. You can see where your money is going. You can see a party that's more organized and structured than any other party in this country. We are getting it done. So let's continue to support the movement. All right? So do your part to make sure that this continues to happen. All right? So I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for tuning in all over the world right now. We could put out those documents for you. We could put them out. And we got more documents. I had some more documents from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but I didn't want to keep talking with them. Maybe next time. I'll wait to see what Fred said. When he called my name again, we got some more documents waiting on him. All right? So every time he open his mouth, or if he send Leslie Miller to talk with me, yeah, then we go. Whenever Leslie Miller talk, we can hit Fred. Yeah. So that's how, because Fred's sending him. So, but thank you all so much. God bless you. This is for a new Bahamas. Not just for our children, but for us. Not for the future, for now. It can happen now. It's going to happen now. So Golden Isles, the revolution starts with you. See you next time.